Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos, but I also do others like the one you're about to see here. I hesitated is because, to be honest, this is still somewhat budget related and it is about setting monthly goals. So part of my monthly goals have to do with money and what I'm working on, what I'm striving for, in particular this month. So I'm going to open up my budget planner and I am turning back to the July budget kit that I'm using. So if you haven't already seen some videos, I am using the one with the puppy on the beach, which I absolutely love. In fact, where's the cover? There we go. Nope. One more. Maybe? I don't know. Puppy on the beach. Here we go. So, I don't know. It just makes me happy. And on a related note, we are trying to adopt or rescue and even open to fostering another dog. So our little Stella is the last of 3 pugs that we have left. And she is going to be 13 next month. And she is kind of lonely. And there's a couple things going on. I mean, I say she's lonely. She gets so much attention because she's literally never home alone. My mom is here all the time. She lives with us. And my nephew takes care of her during the day. And when I say that, I just mean, you know, just somebody to be here with her because she's pretty self-sufficient. But yeah, Stella gets all the attention now from everybody. And I think she is kind of getting used to it, but I also see moments where she is sad and she just kind of lays by herself. And it could be because she is also experiencing some joint issues, but I don't know. I think she misses her friends, to be honest, because we had them all for like 13 years together since Stella was like tiny. So yeah, they were very used to each other. But anyways, so we're open to that, and I have filled out several applications and, you know, gone through the process with some different rescues, but so far we have not been chosen, which is sad. But I figure the right dog will come along when it's meant to be, and that dog will find us. So, all right, monthly goal setup. So I have 4 different categories here, and I set this up with myself in mind, and hopefully you guys have been using this and enjoying it, and, you know, helping it, well, allowing it to be a tool to help you keep on track with your goals during every month. But we have 3 spaces for budget goals, health goals, home goals, and then work. So if you need to change these categories, you can do so. You can white these out or put stickers over them and write your new categories in. But I thought this was pretty all-encompassing. Definitely something on here for everybody. So I'm going to add my first 3 budget goals. Now, these aren't anything life-shattering or life-changing. I mean, they're pretty attainable, somewhat small goals. And some months they'll probably be bigger goals than others. But, you know, for the most part, I want to be able to achieve what I'm setting for myself. And I don't want to make it like not challenging, but at the same time, you know, things that I'm listing things that I may not have paid much attention to before, you know, and now it's on my radar. So this sheet is helping keep these things on my radar. And, I like being able to achieve them so I can then cross them off, and that feels very satisfying. And I think the more goals that you're able to reach, the more that you want to set new ones or extend those or enhance them. You know what I mean? And I think the more positive feedback you give yourself, whether it's, you know, checking things off a list like this, or, you know, however you choose to reward yourself, I think, you know, the better. And it keeps us motivated in a way. At least that's how it is for me. I don't know. I like being able to cross things off any list that I create. So it's very satisfying. So there's a couple here that are relatively small, and I want to be able to meet them though. And so the first one is add to my $2 bill collection. So I'm putting that on here because that's not really something that I have focused on for a very, very long time. And it is kind of, it takes a little bit of effort. I'm not gonna say it's a hassle, but it takes a little bit of effort to get those $2 bills. My bank doesn't always have them. And so I have to, you know, give myself a reminder to ask for them if I'm taking out other money from my cash envelopes, you know, or whenever. It just takes a little bit of effort. And if they don't have them, I can check with my mom's bank, which I recently did, and I had success. But, you know, it just takes a little effort. The other two have to do with sinking funds, and I'm trying to kick my Christmas Club and Black Friday fund into overdrive, and that's just because I just started them in July. Now, I think for me, the latest I ever want to start these funds, these two particular ones, are in July. And I don't know if it's the whole Christmas in July thing, which I'm posting a lot about on TikTok, or it's just that I just started later. I started doing my budgeting later. You know, last year I wasn't really categorizing things and working my budget, you know, as much as I would like to. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, and it's just been a couple months since I've been doing that. So I'm just trying to play catch up, because next year in 2025, God willing, I want to start my funds in January. So yeah, that's why I put those there. So health goals, I am going to add some things to this as well. So I don't know if this is anything, you know, too much information or whatever, but my therapist is, she got a new job. And it's about an hour and a half away. And it's really a different focus than, you know, anxiety, somebody who's, you know, specializing in anxiety. So I decided that I am going to, you know, see if I can get some recommendations or whatever. She's like, oh, I can recognize somebody or recommend somebody for you. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of like to hear from somebody else what the person is like if I can. But I don't know. I do like the place where I'm going. It's very nice, and it feels very, I don't know, can a therapist office feel spa-like? It feels, you know, very like I'm treating myself when I go there. So it's kind of sad that she is leaving, because it's hard to tell somebody the things that you're struggling with or the things that are causing you anxiety, and then starting over and having to explain yourself all over again. So even if I did stay with somebody there at the same location, they would have, you know, records and her notes, I'm sure, but it's still like, you know, acclimating yourself to that person. And so it's just going to be a hassle, in my opinion. So I don't know. That's just something that's on my list, and I really need to do that soon, because this is the first time that I'm ever really going through, you know, getting therapy sessions for my anxiety and sticking with it. And I don't know, I don't want this little, I don't know, this little bump in the road to offset my progress and my momentum. So anyways, so the 3 things I have set for health are find a new therapist, and I had a little eye roll, my electrolytes daily. So I got very sick at the beginning of this year, and it was like 2 months long. I'm not even kidding. I had respiratory virus after respiratory virus. It made my asthma terrible. All the steroids I was on, it made my heart go crazy, and it was just awful. And then just as I was getting over the respiratory stuff, I got the stomach flu, and I mean a true stomach flu. It landed me in the hospital with severe dehydration, and I was in there for over 4 days, and it was one of the most miserable, scary feelings I've ever had, to be truly dehydrated. And talk about making your heart do crazy things. I had irregular EKGs, you know, for the first 2 days I was there. It was very scary. And all my electrolytes were off. My potassium, you know, your sodium, magnesium, all these things were just way where they shouldn't be. And so when I talked to my doctor as a follow-up, he's like, you know, he said, you need to drink more water. He said, but honestly, sometimes water just isn't enough. You have to use some of those electrolyte supplements. So I'm trying to do that daily. And just for your own knowledge, in case you're interested, Emergency has a really good one, and it's not too bad tasting. A lot of electrolyte drinks like Liquid IV, and there's another one, and it has protein in it. They're very salty tasting, so it's kind of difficult, but I don't know. I mean, you know, you look at it as medicine. It's not, you know, a Kool-Aid. So anyways, and then walking at work, I need to get up more during the day and take more breaks. So I have found that I am, you know, getting to work, getting to my desk, sitting down, and then that is pretty much it, unless I have to go to the bathroom or, you know, it's just, I'm not making time for myself. And I have the kind of job where I'm able to do that. They encourage that. So, especially now where it's nice to walk outside, I have to get on that. So I have some home goals, and to be honest with you, I cannot wait until these windows are installed and just to have that done and have it feel like I've really, you know, gotten something done this summer. So I'm excited for it, but I'm also anxious for it to be done. I'm like, oh, let's go. So we'll see. We're supposed to hear back from them pretty soon with a scheduled date. So it's a big expense, but sometimes you have to do it, you know? And I would much prefer to go spend money on some fun things. But, you know, it's part of adulthood. And sometimes you have to spend money on things that aren't that fun. But it's going to be nice when it's done. I am happy for it. I want to have usable windows that we can open and close. And when you open it, some of them to actually stay open and not have some of them painted shut. Who does that? I don't know. You know, before we moved in, one of the bathrooms here too, I don't know what the people before us were thinking. I mean, and they moved into such an expensive house. So you would think, like, I don't know, like they would have put their money into something when they were living here too. I really don't know. But instead of replacing the floor in the one bathroom, they painted it. They painted ceramic tiles. I'm not saying that you can't do that, but they painted it black. And it doesn't go with anything. And I'm like, this is so harsh looking and it's the worst paint job. And I'm just like, ugh. So that's going to be on our radar, is replacing that floor. So, oh, okay. So let's go over home goals. So complete the window installation. Can't wait till that's finished. Redo shelving in my closet. So my husband and I have separate closets, and the closet that I use, or that I would like to use the most, has some really, like the shelving is bowing and it's old and it needs redone. The bars need taken out. So he's really good at stuff like that. And he said he can put in like some shelves for me and put a new bar up. So I'm very excited for that to happen. And then actually going through with the garage sale that I've been prepping for. So I hope I do it. I know I'll do it. I just have to, you know, get the stuff all in one place, make sure everything is nice and clean. And when I say that, we have some pictures and some old mirrors and stuff. They're not really that old, but just ones we're not using anymore. And I want to make sure that I Windex everything and everything looks really nice, because if I was at a garage sale and even if I saw something I really liked, if it was covered in dust and everything, I'd be like, no thanks. You know, I'll pass. No, I don't know if I would necessarily pass. I'd probably take it home and clean it, but I'd be like, why didn't they do it? You know, I don't know. All right, so I have one more to add for work, and this is one that I've been meaning to do for a really long time. So my pen is actually going through. I love this new pad that I got on Amazon, and I think it's on my Amazon storefront that's linked below. I'll make sure that it is, but it is so big, so nice, and it's not too thick. So sometimes, you know, it's not covering your entire desk, so you don't want it too thick. So if your hand is like on the edge of it, like, you know, it feels weird, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, this is the perfect one, and they have so many different colors, and I'm really happy with it because it also absorbs some of the crazy lighting that makes my videos look poor. So I'm really happy with it. So for work goals, I have reviews to do for the staff, and then I have schedule plan a continuing education webinar for this department that I'm in, and clean up my desktop files. That is one that I've been meaning to do for so long. So we're supposed to be using OneDrive, and I do, but it's been so long since I've actually organized it nicely with like you know, header folders and then subfolders and things like that, and then get everything off my desktop. Like literally the only thing I want to see is my OneDrive. So I'm pretty excited to get that done, and I want to get that done this summer as well. I mean, I'd like to get it done this month. It's on my July goals. If not, it's going to be on my August goals, but it's going to get done. So that's it. I don't know what I did with my budget planner. Where did it go? I mean, oh, I see it. I'm not even going to put in right now. But anyways, let me know if you're using this worksheet, if it's working for you, if you are getting use out of it, if it's motivating you, if you think that these categories are on the mark, or if you would want me to consider different categories. There's actually a pretty wide spacing in these lines, so I could actually condense this and add some more categories or some more lines in some of these. But let me know what you think. I'm always open to your feedback. You guys know that. And when you give me a suggestion, I usually run with it, and then I get back to you and I'm like, hey guys, the new and improved is ready to go. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care.